area of this frame buffer, this video will be changed. If I write into this will change. So likewise, the point here is everything is maintained inside a video card, inside a video RAM, and this memory is very fast, faster than your RAM. So this is the concept of frame buffer. So if you recall, I said I will talk about the component window manager, and I also said that it takes care of every window on your screen. So let's say you have opened a calculator, a simple application calculator which has many buttons and one text box. So that window is displayed on your this screen. This screen will the contents of this screen is inside a frame buffer. Inside a frame buffer there is some memory location. Let's say this part is dedicated to that calculator window. So how operating system will know, or X server will know, I have to show calculator here only. If I drag this, I have to drag this. So there is a synchronization between mouse drag event, your Windows component window move event, and all this is done by X server. Okay, so X server, what X server does, job of X server is get input, show output, but not by itself. It will use some external software. Likewise, it is using Windows component manager, component window manager for displaying the window. Likewise, it will use there is a direct input driver for Windows that take care of keyboard, mouse, joystick, all kinds of input devices to be talked with the X server.
Let me give an example of component window manager. For example, when we didn't have Vista and Vista had just came into the market, what we did was एक patch लेते हैं यार नेट से Windows XP को Vista बनाते हैं. So transformation. So that particular software which does that job for you
is Windows component. Yeah. So what that patch did was it just upgraded the version of component window manager of your Windows operating system, and the backward compatibility was maintained so that your Windows XP can show you the interface of Windows Vista. Okay, so this is how component window manager comes into picture in all this. So what will happen? There will be a dedicated memory for each window. Let's say calculator. That calculator's memory will be into frame buffer. Frame buffer will be into video RAM. Video RAM is on your graphics card. So now graphic card have everything to display within it. So all these blocks are, this is a CRTC, which is CRT controller. CRT is cathode ray tube that bulky monitors used to be in past 2-3 years. So now they are replaced by LCDs and LEDs. So what this controller will do, it will just have a pointer to memory location of frame buffer. So if say my graphics card support 2 screens, so I will have 2 CRTs. So one CRT will contain the pointer to this, one CRT will contain pointer to this screen. So if I want to make a mirroring, so that mirroring, same screen is displayed on both the devices. Okay, so what will happen? Only one CRTC will be used, and the same CRTC will be used to output onto the monitor or display devices, so that only the same memory location is read and displayed on 2 different devices. So that same memory location, 2 devices, and mirroring is there. So you can feel that whatever I do here happens on this screen also. Okay. Or if you want, you can connect to individual screens also, like I have done it. Okay. So this outputs is a block that take care of all output things like connecting to monitor, projector and all. PLL is a logic which take care of synchronizing between your monitor and your graphic card. It just generates a clock pulse, like I said about synchronization. So monitor and video card will be in sync. Okay. So
it is because it's not like the graphic card is unsynchronized. It will tell the graphic card, okay, now you read. So that will generate video. And if you move the mouse, it may take suppose 500 milliseconds. After that, the same things will be generated on the screen. And by the way, this is not fixed to 2 bytes. This is 256, 8-bit color code. So for every color, even as I said, computers do not understand these terms, colors. They have numbers for them. So for example, red you have 1010. For example, and similarly for other color you have different 1010. So that's why he said keep 2-bit color, 8-bit color. So 2 bytes for each. 1 byte is for this thing.
XY coordinates and 1 byte for color information.
Exactly.
If you have right now there are graphic card which support 64-bit colors also.
Hey, can you show them right click?
Yeah. So see, you must have seen this, but I will just show you. You cannot recall. So there is something called as 32-bit. So what this means, there are 32 bits dedicated in each pixel for only storing color information. So for that, 32 bits mean 2 raised to 32 combinations of color you can store or display in that device.
Not only red, you have light red, dark red, so all shades of red.
So in that case, these 4 bytes plus your XY information 1 byte, that is 5 byte per pixel. So if 1024 by 768 into 5 equal to your total memory of frame buffer for one screen. So this is how it is maintained inside the video card. So okay, let's move forward. So this is just the abstract look what we have did now, and information to be shown on screen is added. So this is how we can connect two monitors. It is possible, we have seen practically. So
now your monitor as a when it reads from that, it reads at a particular rate. You can show them.
Yeah, so there is some rate. So I think they have so you see, this is a rate at which a screen can refresh. Yeah.
When you say you have 1 GB graphics card, what does that mean?
Yeah.
When you say you have a 1 GB graphics card, what does that mean?
Yeah. So 1 GB graphic card means your video RAM is 1 GB on the graphic card. Nothing else. So you can dedicate more number of bytes to one pixel.
Somebody has asked that. They haven't given it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it.
Yeah, so this only means that you can store more number of bytes for each pixel. You can increase the resolution. If you can calculate, if there is a resolution of, let's say, 2000 by 1500 and into 6 or 7 bytes, it will go into very large memory area. So that much memory should be real time available on your video memory card, right? So larger your video memory card, larger amount of operation you can do on real time basis.
It's not like कि market पे जाओ बोलो I need a 2 GB graphics card and that will work better than the 1 GB graphics card.
It's not like
It's not like that. You can have a 1 GB graphic card which can outperform 2 GB graphics card.
it also depends upon many factors like GPU and all.
For example, all of you boys at least must be playing Counter-Strike. Everyone. So what the processor does it, for example, if you are shooting and you have a gun, so processor will just tell the gun would be something like this, only a square box. I am giving an analogy. It's the job of that graphic card to convert it into a gun. So what it does, on every component that it gets, it has to enhance it and give it on the screen. So even if there's a bullet, it won't be like that. Sometimes, if you change the resolution, the shape of the gun changes. And if you do not have, for example, graphics card and you play something like COD Black Ops, for example, then you won't be able to see in a good, the shape of the gun, or for example,